The future of self-driving technology is endless. Before you know it, you will no longer have to drive yourself or others to your destination. That means you can sit back, relax, and not have to worry about a single thing. But when will this become a reality? Well, it's slightly more complicated than just that. As of right now, we do have self-driving cars without a human monitor, although they are extremely rare to encounter and are still very new. When I talk about self-driving cars becoming a reality though, I'm more so talking about the normal person utilizing these self-driving cars on a day-to-day basis. In order to get to that point, there are more kinks in the system that are still being worked on. The idea behind self-driving cars is to attach cameras to the outside of the car, which can make intelligent decisions based on the objects surrounding it. Although this idea seems relatively simple, it isn't. Driving entails high amounts of complexity because of the many different variables that can go into it. For example, following just one basic traffic law won't be enough. This is because there are many different things that humans do whilst driving that would not easily be deciphered by a computer. This mainly includes interactions that you would have with other humans while driving, which as of right now is too complex for a computer to solve. So why don't we just fully integrate self-driving cars and have no humans driving? Well, unfortunately, again, it isn't that simple. Many people are speculative on the idea of self-driving cars, and even if we had self-driving cars readily available, some people would still want to manually drive themselves. Even the simpler parts of driving, such as tracking objects, can also be tricky. Waymo, one of the leading companies in self-driving cars that actually has fully self-driving cars, uses its computers and cameras to build a picture of the car in comparison to other entities around it. This technology relies on training data, which is difficult to obtain on the roads, so engineers run simulations to further attempt to perfect this technology. And it is important to understand that this technology needs to be perfected because of the legal implications that driving a car can entail. If the technology were to hurt a pedestrian, who would be blamed? Probably the engineers. Even if this technology is safer than its human counterpart driving, it still needs to be flawless for the engineers and the public to have peace of mind. Ultimately, we need great advances in AI if we want to see self-driving cars soon. Ideally, there would be billions of hours of footage to train self-driving cars to show it good driving behavior. Machine learning today does extremely well when they have lots of data to work with. Unfortunately, collecting data is expensive and some events that happen while driving is rare, such as debris, crashes, or anything unexpected that could happen. Because of this, more time needs to pass to obtain more valuable information that could be utilized by the computer before we see more self-driving cars. The good thing is, companies are betting big on self-driving cars. They believe it is the future. We are witnessing the modern race to develop self-driving cars that can be widely utilized. Because of this, these companies are investing billions of dollars in development of this technology, which will help move the ball forward significantly. As time goes on, the technology keeps getting better and better. Along with this, we will see a slow increase in the amount of automated driving. Early in the 2020s, there will be a significant amount of self-driving cars on the roads, and the norm of self-driving cars could even come as soon as 2025, maybe even earlier. According to Elon Musk, it really does come down to the government regulators.
It'll be, from the point at which a car is definitely safer than a person, there's probably at least another 2 or 3 years after that before regulators will allow that to be the case, because they will want to see a large amount of statistical proof that it's not merely as safe as a person, but much safer. So I think what you can do is you can run it in shadow mode and essentially say, okay, this is what the computer would have done in all these circumstances, and was there a crash or was there not? Like, what are the false positives, false negatives? And then, to achieve a large population group, and then make a really clear statistical argument with the regulators, and then they're going to digest that, observe it for a while, see if they agree with it, and then I think they will, because the evidence will be overwhelming.
Yeah. Experts theorize that when self-driving cars are available, there will be less need to purchase a car for yourself. Instead, you will just call a ride over just like an Uber. The driver will be the car itself, rather than a person. This will significantly cut the cost of taking an Uber or a Lyft, making it much cheaper and more accessible to the public. Self-driving cars are also good for the environment. The computers will be much more efficient in terms of fuel compared to humans, and there won't be as much as a need to own your own car. And without human error, there will be less deaths from auto accidents as well. Ideally, when these cars are made fully available to everyone, we would have self-driving cars that are able to drive in all conditions without human monitors. When this happens, we will have the freedom to do what we want during our daily commutes in our car, which will open up the doors to endless possibilities in the utilization of that precious time. Self-driving cars are one step closer to making the world a bit better.